Hi, we're going to talk about sleep today. As young adults, we didn't have any problem sleeping. We pretty much could sleep, we'd lay down and be asleep till whenever. And then, several times when I was in my early 20s, I would, on my day off even, I'd sleep till noon, no problem. Get up, it wouldn't faze me at all. I would be just fine. And the same thing would happen at night. If we happened to go out, you could stay out till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, come home, go to bed, and get up at 6:30, 7 o'clock and go to work, and you were totally fine. You weren't tired, full of energy, totally alert. Same thing, work or school, either one. As you get married and you have kids, that's when the sleep issue starts to get kind of interrupted, and you end up with erratic sleep schedules. You're either getting out multiple times during the night, or sometimes babies have things kind of screwed up, so you're sleeping when you should be awake and awake when you should be sleeping. A couple of years back, I started having problems with sleeping in general. When I would go to bed at night, it would take me forever to fall asleep, and then other times I would wake up at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was up until 5. I mean, no big deal. It just it was just how it was. I did, and I'm sure other people do the same thing. You started doing, looking for things over the counter, things that you could take, all the sleep aids that they advertise. I never took a prescription one, but I always took a lot of the ones that were over the counter. And then I had friends that would say, oh, just take a Benadryl. No big deal. Take a Benadryl. It'll help you sleep. I didn't want to do that. It didn't always work, and I really did not want to continually keep relying on something like an over-the-counter medication. The guidelines for adults is 7 to 9 hours a night. Yep, you heard me right, 7 to 9 hours. I don't know anybody who gets 9 hours. I still don't get 9 hours. 40% of us don't get that amount of sleep. The lack of sleep affects your brain, your emotions, your energy level, and while you sleep, your body's repairing your bones, your muscles, your organs, and your cells. Hormones are regulated and your immune system is tuned up. Fluids and toxins are removed. So your body really needs that shutdown period of time when you're sleeping, to help you fight off infections and pump up your immune system. Stress causes sleep loss, which causes stress, which causes sleep loss. So that part is a vicious cycle. So you really need to try to get your stress levels under control as well. A few things that I kind of went through here for you to kind of keep in mind, and some of these I do, some of these I'm still a work in progress on. I always keep my room really cool and really dark. And I try to stick to a routine time to go to bed and a routine time to get up. So even on the weekends, a lot of times I'm up at 6:30 or so, or sometimes earlier. Take a warm bath before you go to bed. That drop in your body temperature while you're sleeping, that drop in body temperature from the bathtub will help you get ready to fall asleep easier because it makes you sleepy when you get out. Have a calm down time, whether you meditate, you read, or you listen to soft music, whatever it is. Mine actually is I put on HGTV on TV, and it kind of mellows me out watching like International House Hunters or something like that. And that's electronics, but it calms me down. If you're still awake after about 20 minutes, they say to get up and walk around, go out, sit, do something else. Try not to do something a lot with screen light like your iPad or your computer, but just do something until you fall asleep, or you feel like you're going to fall asleep, and then go back to bed. Avoid taking a nap, which, I'm notoriously for saying, oh my gosh, I'm going to take a nap. I'm so tired on a weekend, and then I go in and lay down and I'm like, I'm wide awake. So I end up going back out and doing whatever it is I was doing. Try not to have any alcohol or caffeine close to bedtime, and don't exercise 3 hours before bedtime. If you happen to have sleep apnea or arthritis, restless leg syndrome, seek medical help for that, because that will help your sleep, and I wouldn't try to treat those, strictly with, I'd want to see a doctor on those things. So manage your stress. We talked about that again a few minutes ago. And make sure you're active enough, especially if anybody who might be retired. You're used to being super, super busy with kids, and then your life kind of calms down a little bit when you empty nest. And then as you retire, you find yourself not with quite as busy of a schedule. So make sure you really are getting enough activity, because that might be why you're having trouble sleeping as well. And they say no electronics before bed. And it's definitely the screen issue that's causing the disruption in the sleep cycles. And as your body ages, it produces less and less of the growth hormone and experiences a decrease in slow wave or deep sleep. So that's less melatonin that's being produced. If you have fragmented sleep and are awake more often, I personally found that melatonin supplements do not work. I have people say, "Oh yeah, I take them and they help me." I didn't have any success at all with that, or any of the over-the-counter supplements like that. And there are many oils out there that are really good for sleep. And again, if you pull out your reference guide, you're going to see all those oils listed. And I'm kind of go down through a couple of them with you. And it really is a personal thing. It's a trial and error. Everybody will be different. I'm different sometimes versus other times. So I have a tendency to switch mine around a lot. But a few of them, lavender is one. For many, many people, it's extremely calming. For me personally, it kind of excites me. So I never use it at nighttime, but I use it a lot during the day. It does mellow me out, but it doesn't make me sleepy. Vanilla, which in our case would be stress away, and that's enough being said right there. It does, lower your stress with stress away. Vetiver and valerian are very, very smelly oils, but they are very good. Some people apply them to their feet because they don't like the smell of them. I happen to diffuse vetiver, and I love it. It's kind of a real earthy smell, but it's one of the ones I use frequently for sleep. Jasmine, it's just kind of like lavender. In some people, it makes them kind of tired and fall asleep quickly. Other people, it's just a mellowing out, nice fragrant smell. And I actually personally, I have a roller with nothing but jasmine in it, and I love it, but I don't use it for sleep. Frankincense, this one helps with everything. It helps keep you grounded, and it also, it's one of the ones I throw in my diffuser a lot at night, and I really like it. Cedarwood, which produces serotonin, which releases melatonin, I do use that one at night. And I like cedarwood with almost anything. It mixes really well. Or bergamot, it's very calming. A couple of other ones that you can mix, in place of, like lavender, if you want to make a real relaxing diffuser recipe at night, would be Northern Lights Black Spruce, Peace and Calming, Pine, Chamomile, Neroli, and Release. Now, Release is one of those ones that I personally keep a roller ball cap on, and I use it on my inner arms, I use it on the back of my neck, and I use it over my heart every night before I go to bed. And it's again, it helps me shut my mind off, because sometimes I get in bed and then my mind just kind of races. Ylang Ylang is another one. I like to put that in a little bit of oil and just kind of rub it on my arms and my legs, and before I go to bed. It smells really good, and it is also very calming. But again, you have to kind of experiment with them and see what works for you. I diffuse pretty much at night. I know other people will tell you to put them under your toe or on the bottom of your feet or something. For me, it works better to diffuse them, so that's pretty much what I do. And I have a strange avocado fact for you. We all know avocados are extremely good for us, but they also help our body with the production of serotonin, which that releases melatonin, therefore better sleep. No clue, I eat them all the time, but I was reading and I came across that fact and I thought, well, that's just another benefit of having an avocado a day. I did post on the web a DIY sleep aid recipe. The one top thing it calls for is lavender, and then I put some things that you could substitute out there for lavender. And just kind of give me a shout back and let me know if there's anything in particular that you're using for sleep, or if any of these things are new to you. Thanks, and have a great Sunday.